So how are you able to get those 4 certifications in such a short time frame?
I studied. I really used Focus on Force for every exam. I think hands-on in the org is the very best way to learn. And so I have a little process. You know, everybody's got their process. I know David has a couple great videos on his process. But for me personally, that first failure psyched me out. When I passed the admin exam, I still felt psyched out because I had all this pressure of these other exams I needed to pass. And so even though I passed it, which what I did was I did all the trails, I attended a certification day webinar, which I highly recommend, which is free on Trailhead. You can just Google certification day. It's about a 6-hour webinar. They kind of cover the whole overview of the exam. And so it's a great last step. Once you've done your trails, you've read the Focus on Force study guide, you've watched some YouTube videos or some Trailhead live videos, and then you do a certification day. If you hear something you've never heard of before, now you know what you need to go back and study. So that's my process. I have also failed some exams more than once. It took me 3 tries to pass Platform Developer 1. And each time I fail, as soon as I finish the test, I capture all the things I wasn't sure about just on a piece of paper. And then that ends up being my study guide so that I can dive deep into Salesforce documentation, which many answers are in Salesforce documentation. It's not exciting, but reading it is where the information is, right? So I also had to learn the way Salesforce thinks, because I think the exams are just as much about the technology as they are about the right way, according to Salesforce, to do things. And so that kind of comes with experience of studying and learning and taking the exams. But I definitely think there's, they give you 5 answers. They want you to pick the best 3 when actually all 5 are correct, but 3 are more correct. And so you have to be able to discern that. And so it's a little bit learning the way to think and a little bit getting your study system in place.
Thank you so much, Abby, because that was my way, because I psyched myself out and I just thought it was me too, because I took the first exam, didn't pass, and I was like, wait a minute, what's going on? This is a first, but I definitely get it. Going back, and I did do that certification day and then take that week-long course provided by also military. But I'll definitely take a look back at all those amazing links that's been going through the chat. Thank you.
Yeah, and just one thing to remember, I mean, it can be an expensive proposition to not pass an exam, but on the other hand, it's a great learning opportunity, and no one's ever looking at your failures. They only ever see your passes. And so don't ever feel like, ugh, one more try and that's it for me. That's never the case. It's always a learning opportunity. You can always use it to do better the next time. So
yeah,
that's a tough mindset. Some people hate to fail. I know I was like that on the first 3, and now I don't care. I mean, I care. I study, but it doesn't break me down anymore.
Yeah, it's part of the learning process.